Here comes a point in every man's journey when he realizes that the world he has been chasing was never meant to be conquered through outward pursuit. The noise of distraction, the constant craving for validation, and the endless indulgence in pleasure leave him hollow. It is in this quiet recognition, this moment of sacred discontent, that the seed of transformation begins. Semen retention, far from being an archaic concept, becomes a spiritual technology, a reclamation of one's essence, purpose, and energetic power. Ancient civilizations understood something modern men often forget, that sexual energy is the root of creation itself. It is the same force that builds worlds, writes symphonies, and forges empires. When squandered recklessly, it leaves a man spiritually bankrupt. But when transmuted, it awakens within him a magnetic charge that reshapes his destiny. Retention is not suppression. It is redirection, a sacred alchemy that refines raw desire into divine strength. At first, the practice feels unnatural, almost rebellious. Society conditions men to seek release, to equate pleasure with success, and to confuse indulgence with freedom. But the man who learns restraint discovers that true liberation is not the freedom to indulge, but the freedom from compulsion. His energy, once scattered and diluted, begins to condense, like steam becoming water, and water becoming ice. The power that once escaped through fleeting pleasure now solidifies into presence. This presence is not visible in the mirror, yet it transforms everything. The eyes sharpen, the voice deepens, the aura grows dense and commanding. People, especially women, feel it before they see it. It's not arrogance or vanity, it's resonance. A retained man vibrates at a frequency of purpose. His energy announces him before his words do. Women may not consciously understand what changed, but their instincts do. They sense the current of self-mastery that flows within him, and they are drawn not by lust alone, but by reverence. In the early days of retention, temptation, wages, war on the mind, old patterns resurface. The body demands release, the ego demands validation, and the modern world offers infinite traps to reclaim the energy you are trying to hold. But here lies the sacred trial, for energy cannot be hoarded, it must be directed. If you do not channel it upward, it will pull you downward. Meditation, breathwork, creative work, and disciplined focus become the conduits through which this force refines itself. Slowly, the man begins to notice a shift. His thoughts sharpen like a blade honed on stone. The fog of lethargy clears. His sleep deepens, his posture straightens, and his gaze no longer drifts to every passing temptation. The same energy that once sought momentary pleasure now seeks greatness. This is the beginning of the inner empire, a kingdom built not of wealth or fame, but of clarity, discipline, and power. It's an empire ruled from within. What women sense in such a man is not just self-control, but polarity. Nature operates through balance, masculine and feminine, order and chaos, expansion and surrender. When a man masters his sexual energy, he becomes the embodiment of structure and direction. His stillness becomes magnetic to the feminine flow. Women instinctively gravitate toward this energetic anchor, for it promises safety, mystery, and depth. She feels his groundedness not as dominance, but as gravity. In this way, semen retention is not about abstaining from women, it is about ascending beyond dependence on them for validation. It's a shift from chasing to attracting, from needing to embodying. When your energy is full and centered, you no longer seek to extract from others, you radiate instead. The feminine feels your completeness and responds. Attraction then ceases to be a game of words or tactics. It becomes an exchange of frequency. But to reach this state, one must pass through fire. Retention purges weakness. It confronts the man with his own restlessness, his fears, his addictions, and his fragmented attention. Many quit at this stage, mistaking discomfort for failure. Yet, in truth, this is the purification process. Energy, long wasted, begins to pressure the psyche for expression. The man who withstands this crucible emerges transformed, not saintly, but sovereign. As the days turn into weeks, and the weeks into months, subtle layers of awareness unfold. You start to notice that your interactions change, not because you try to impress, but because your energy communicates authenticity. You no longer force conversation, your silence speaks. You no longer posture for attention, your stillness commands it. The external world bends slightly toward your internal gravity, and you begin to understand the secret known to sages and warriors alike, that all power begins with retention, the power to hold, focus, and direct life force. The ancient yogis called this oase, the essence of vitality stored in the higher centers of consciousness. The Taoists named it Dijing, the foundation of life itself. Whatever name you give it, its truth remains timeless, that man is the vessel of creative energy, and how he stewards it determines the world he builds. Retention transforms the man from consumer to creator. His very presence becomes an offering to the world. His energy no longer leaking into lust, but manifesting as vision, purpose, and legacy. At this stage, something extraordinary occurs. The man's perception of women changes. He no longer sees them as conquests or temptations, but as reflections of his own inner polarity. The feminine becomes sacred again, a mirror through which he measures his mastery. He interacts from abundance, not hunger, from curiosity, not control. Women sense this reverence. They respond to the rare man who neither saces nor withdraws, but simply is radiant, grounded, and whole. This is the true magnetic core of masculine pull. The longer a man walks the path of retention, the more he realizes it is not just about energy, it's about identity. Each day he resists the pull of lower impulses. He forges a new version of himself, one who is sovereign over mind and body. The world begins to feel different. Not because it changed, but because he did. His awareness heightens. Colors appear more vivid, sounds more profound. Even the smallest acts, breathing, walking, creating, become infused with a sense of sacred presence. This is not mysticism. It is the natural clarity that returns when the mind is no longer enslaved to desire. With this clarity, focus becomes effortless. The same drive that once sought release now seeks expansion. You channel it into your work, your body, your craft. Projects that once felt overwhelming become expressions of your inner current. The energy that built civilizations begins to build you. You notice how your ambition aligns with something larger, an invisible current pushing you toward your highest potential. This is the divine paradox of semen retention. By withholding from the world, you gain command over it. The body, once restless, begins to harmonize. Your breath deepens, your heartbeat steadies. There is a profound stillness beneath your movement. This stillness is what women recognize instantly, even if they cannot name it. Most men radiate noise-fragmented attention, desperation, scattered emotion. But a man who has mastered his essence radiates silence. His calm is electric, his quiet presence louder than words. A woman feels it like the gravity of a mountain, immovable, grounded, eternal. It is not what you do that draws her, it is what you have become. Yet, this transformation demands responsibility. Retention without direction breeds frustration. The energy you hold must have a purpose, something that channels your drive upward into creation. Many spiritual traditions speak of transmutation, the conversion of sexual energy into creativity, intellect, and spiritual awareness. When you direct this current into art, business, service, or meditation, you awaken the higher centers of consciousness. The mind becomes illuminated, the heart purified. Desire no longer controls you, you control desire. The deeper meaning of semen retention lies in remembrance. You begin to remember who you truly are, beneath conditioning, the warrior, the builder, the protector, the visionary. These archetypes awaken as your energy returns to its source. You start to feel ancestral strength coursing through your veins, the lineage of men who once knew what it meant to walk with purpose. The masculine is not toxic when aligned. It is sacred when expressed through integrity. Retention revives that sacred masculine within you. As weeks turn to months, the relationship between your mind and body evolves. You sense energy moving like an inner current, sometimes pulsing, sometimes serene. You learn to guide it through breath, intention, and awareness. Meditation deepens. Silence becomes nourishing instead of uncomfortable. You realize that the discipline of retention was never about denial, but about awakening deeper pleasure. One that is not dependent on release, but found in existence itself. Life itself becomes sensual, even sacred. It's during this stage that the external world begins to mirror your inner mastery. Opportunities align. Respect appears unspoken. Women respond differently, not merely with attraction, but with trust. They feel the steadiness of a man who no longer seeks completion through them. You give off the energy of fulfillment, not pursuit. That is why they chase. Not because you withhold, but because your energy whispers, "I am already whole." This frequency is irresistible to the feminine, for it reflects the stability she subconsciously yearns for. However, the journey is not linear. There will be moments of relapse, doubt, and fatigue. You may feel your energy dip, your focus scatter. These are not failures, but reminders that mastery is cyclical. Just as the moon waxes and wanes, so too does discipline. The key is not perfection, it's awareness. Each time you fall, you rise with greater understanding of your own rhythms. The sacred masculine is not flawless. It is resilient. Every challenge refines your capacity to hold energy with grace. Through persistence, you reach a state of inner equilibrium. Retention becomes natural, not forced. You no longer count days. You count growth. You no longer fear loss. You trust flow. Your energy circulates freely through your being rooted in the body, yet reaching toward the divine. In this state, creativity flourishes. Words, ideas, and inspiration emerge effortlessly. Your very life becomes an art form, an expression of disciplined vitality. This is the ultimate reward of the path. Integration of body, mind, and spirit. Now, when you look at women, your perception carries a quiet reverence. You no longer see temptation, but reflection the feminine energy that balances your masculine charge. Interactions become dances of energy rather than negotiations of need. Your presence uplifts, not consumes. And in this space of mutual respect, attraction transcends physicality. It becomes energetic communion. You are no longer chasing, you are magnetizing. You are no longer seeking, you are radiating. From this elevated state, you begin to notice something profound. Semen retention is not merely about holding energy, it's about embodying consciousness. The more you align with your higher nature, the more your life organizes itself around purpose. You attract synchronicities, clarity, and people who resonate with your frequency. The world stops being a battlefield of desire and becomes a mirror reflecting your vibration. This is the secret the ancients knew, that energy precedes matter, and a man's inner world sculpts his outer one. Ultimately, the practice of semen retention is not about control, it is about communion. You learn to walk as a vessel of divine power, aware that your creative force is sacred. You no longer waste it chasing temporary highs. You use it to build, protect, love, and lead. Women sense this evolution at the core of your being. The silent strength, the spiritual gravity, the unspoken depth. It is the energy of a man who has met himself fully, and in doing so, has become irresistible, not through pursuit, but through presence. This is the true power of semen retention, the alchemy of turning desire into destiny, and lust into light. Semen retention, from chaos to clarity, from desire to direction, from chasing to attracting. It blends ancient energetic wisdom with spiritual realism, offering a portrait of the modern awakened masculine. All right, you've got this incredible energy now. Don't let it dissipate. Before you click off, prove you were here. Smash that like button, and if you're serious about this journey, hit subscribe right now. This isn't just a channel, it's a movement. I want to know where the next wave of power is coming from, so drop your city or country in the comments below. For direct answers and our inner community's best secrets, the Telegram link is in the description. And please, share this fire with the one person who needs it most today. Go be a force. Have a truly powerful day.